Hey y'all, it is Cup of Chi here, and as you have read by the title of this video, I will be giving y'all a story time of my very interesting wedding day. So, if you have watched the previous video where I said that my wedding day was very interesting, we ended up at a chapel. So, January, I want to say it was January. I've had plans of a courthouse wedding since before I even got engaged. Before my wedding, I've never been a big wedding type girl, big wedding ceremony type girl. Um, just because it's just not my thing. So I want to say January or maybe early February. We contacted the county that we stay in. Right now we stay in Charlotte, which is Mecklenburg County. And we contacted the courthouse to see how to get an appointment set up for a ceremony at the courthouse. And I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, but you have to set an appointment. Okay, so with Charlotte being the big city, I don't think it's the capital of North Carolina, but it's the big city here in North Carolina, they were extremely booked. And so we were told to go to smaller counties near Charlotte to get an appointment for a ceremony. So we went out to Gaston County, which is about 30 minutes away from where we stay, and scheduled the appointment. Well, we had to go in person. We had to do the initial application, all of this. Mind y'all, when we did this initial application, we were not to write our names anywhere in any type of appointment book or anything. We just had to fill out the application, pay our money, show them our IDs, our licenses with our addresses on it. And then we were to call and get an appointment for the actual ceremony. So we called and got an appointment for the ceremony. We originally wanted it to be March 17th because that's our anniversary, St. Patrick's Day. But they told us that they did not do ceremonies on Thursdays. So they gave us the 18th. Cool. Okay, so our parents came out here for the 18th. Mind y'all, we are from Mississippi, which is about 10 hours away driving. I don't know how long it takes to fly from Mississippi. But anyway, it's not a turnaround trip. So our parents came out here. We all excited, getting ready for the ceremony that Friday. I even called Gaston County Courthouse that morning to be sure that we had the right address and the right amount of money. Oh man, I messed up my nail. The right amount of money, because you had to pay for the ceremony too. So they confirmed where to go. They even got my hey, this Sanchez, you know, all of that. They knew who I was, all of that. So we get down there to the courthouse. And there are two magistrates. Yeah, I was having a blast listening to some music while I was doing my makeup. But there were two magistrates there inside the courthouse. It was a white man, black lady. The white man, the black lady was busy with another citizen. And so the white man was available. And mind y'all, there was a sign posted that said, do not approach the magistrates. Allow them to usher you up towards them or something like that. So we're just sitting there waiting. The guy never acknowledged us. He didn't welcome us, tell us to come here, any of that. He just kind of looked at us. So I'm in such a good mood. I'm okay. I'm feeling okay, he's a little negative, but not gonna let that ruin my day. Anyway, so he just stares, kind of looking how never I'm thinking about that is it called GIF where it was P. Diddy and that contestant staring back and forth at each other. But so we ended up walking up to him. He had such a bad attitude. He was like, where are you guys from? We're thinking he's making small talk. So we from Mississippi. He's like, no, this application says that you guys are from Charlotte. So we're like, yeah, we stay in Charlotte. And he's like, okay, I'm not marrying y'all today. Y'all can't get married today. And so we like, what? And he's like, I cannot marry you guys today. Real nasty. And so we're like, why? And he was like, somebody said that you guys were from Gaston County. Someone must have lied. Did y'all say it? And we're like, no. And we're telling him like how the process went. We did everything right, blah blah. Our parents came from out of town, and he's like, well, we can't marry more than one Mecklenburg County couple a week. And so since someone put down that you guys are from Gaston County and you're from Mecklenburg County, you can't get married today. Real nasty. So we're like, is there someone else we could talk to? You can talk to whoever you want to talk to. I don't care who you talk to. That's how he's talking. And so him and my husband, it's so weird saying husband. But him and my husband, they were like, my husband was telling him, like, okay, now, show a little respect. I don't let you talk. It's time for you to let me talk. Like, telling him to be quiet or whatever. Don't be cutting him off. So God let him talk, but his answer was still the same. Real rudely. Nope. And y'all must have put the wrong address. And it was no apologies. He was not empathetic at all. We're like, is there another judge? He's somewhere around here. I don't care who you talk to. Just real nasty. So I walk off and I go over to the female magistrate, and I'm trying to like ask if I could talk to her, and she was busy. So she was like, she's busy. So I ran back out. At this point, I'm crying. I ran back out to a deputy that I saw when we first entered. And I'm like crying to her, letting her know what's going on. And she was like, I'm so sorry, baby. Unfortunately, they're the only two magistrates. And this happened recently, but I'm so sorry. There's no one else you could talk to. So at this point, I go back in and I'm crying like a baby, like really upset. And so the female magistrate, she saw me crying and she told my mom, she was like telling us to sit down because she was going to talk to us later. So we sit down. Mind y'all, this whole day was nothing but God, like nothing but God. So, and I don't know who you guys believe in. Honestly, I don't care who you believe in. I just really think it's important to have a higher power. But this was nothing but God and Jesus Christ doing this. So there was this song called it's called God is a Genius by Kevin Ross. It's not a gospel song, it's a love song, but he's basically talking about how God has to be a genius to have put him and his girl together. He doesn't believe in coincidences. He believes that this was heaven sent, blah, blah, blah. So I have been playing it all week. So we sitting down, and the song came to my head, so that was kind of keeping me calm because I'm like listening to the song in my head. And so I felt a little bit better. And then my mom and my husband's mom, they were sitting behind us and they went through our envelope. And they saw that we had a certificate, but it wasn't signed. So they were like, oh, you already have the certificate? Oh, it's no problem. If this lady doesn't say anything good, then we can just find an ordained minister on the internet, pay them and still have the ceremony. It is A-okay. So when they both said that, I really felt better, but I still wanted to know like what the lady was going to say. So she finally, I promise y'all, it was probably like 45 minutes later, she finally got done with the citizen, called us up, and she told us the same thing that her coworker said, but she just said it nicer. And she also said what our parents were saying as far as like, you guys can just find an ordained minister and, things will be fine or whatever. And she said that she knew a pastor, but she was saying that he doesn't like do ceremonies unless he knows the couple, which is understandable. I've heard that before. So I felt so much better after hearing that. So we left, got on Google. We found two. First off, you learn something new every day because I did not know that there was like a website full of ordained ministers. So we found two. One was at 4:30. One was available at 4:30. And I think she was charging like $160 or something like that. Then the other guy was, he was available at any time. His last name was the same last name as my husband's, and which is kind of cool. I feel like, it all happened the way it was supposed to happen. Once again, everything happens for a reason. So he was charging $250, I think. And so him and I were texting back and forth about it and stuff. About like what does he charge, what's the procedure. So when he said $250, we were like, okay, no, thank you, but thank you for responding. And he was like, what rate are you going for? What rate are you looking for? I would definitely be able to do it. And so my husband was like, say 120. So I said 120. He was like, oh yeah, I can do it. I actually have a chapel over in Huntersville, and I will let you guys have the ceremony at the chapel for free, or we can go to a park. So of course we chose the chapel. we get there, and y'all, it was so beautiful because, and I'm talking about the experience. I'm not a fan of red floors, red carpet, but the experience was beautiful because I thought he was just gonna be like, okay, what's your name? What's your name? Let's go ahead and get this done. However, he spent a good little he spent a good amount of time telling us, like, you know, what to expect within the marriage. You know, there won't be all highs, there will be some lows. You know, he got to know us. It just was so beautiful. It was like, it was just great, y'all. So I love when he did the vows that he didn't say for richer or for poorer, because I am really big on the power of the tongue. I'm really big on, like, be careful what you say, because your tongue is powerful. You know, speak positive things into existence. All of that, manifesting. I'm really big on it. So he said for when you're rich and when you're not so rich. And I just love that he said that. So yeah, it was just like beautiful. I feel like what I learned was that, as long as, like, for one, marriage is not going to be perfect, just like my wedding day was not perfect, even though it was planned out to be such a simple, you know, day, a simple yet beautiful day. So I feel like I learned that it won't be perfect, but I also felt like as long as we keep God first, you know, things are going to work out, just how it worked out that day. I also thought it was beautiful that we had it at a church and that our parents could be, like, taking pictures and recording. My mama is so big on, like, recording videos and taking so many pictures. So I'm glad that she was able to do that. Because at the courthouse, we could not take pictures or we could not record videos. We were not even supposed to have cell phones. So it was just amazing, y'all. I think that, you know, it was definitely rocky, very interesting, but, you know, it happened like it was supposed to happen. And I'm very confident in saying that. Also, I just want to shout out my loctician who just did the hairstyle for my wedding, for the pictures and stuff. Y'all, this hair that I have, like my style right now that I have in this video, is for my wedding day, which was like a month ago. Wait, was it a month ago? What's today? Almost a month ago. So shout out to her, because it's still looking good. But thank y'all for watching this video. Tell me what y'all think. If I left out any detail, because I was trying my best not to make this a long video, but if I left out anything, I would definitely be in the comments to, like, put it as a comment if I have forgotten anything. But let me know what y'all think.